Why, hello everybody, and welcome back to Kat's Tiny Kitchen. Today we're going to make some oyster stew. So we have about a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper to start. We have a half stick butter. Got to get you in the shot. We have 1 cup of cream that has to be at room temperature. And then we have 2 cups of whole milk, also that needs to be at room temperature. I have 3 cloves of garlic. If you don't want that much, use 2 or 1. And then we have 1 small onion, cut finely. And then last but not least, the star of the show, I have 16 ounces, let me back you up. 16 ounces of oysters that I've drained, and I've got the liquor in the bottom of the pan here that we're also going to use. And then one more ingredients. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of Mike's hot pepper. You can use cayenne pepper if you want to, and that's just to zip up the recipe. You can eliminate it if you don't want it, but we're going to go with it because we like a little zip in our dip. So with all that ingredients shown, let me get everything set up and we'll start the recipe. Okay, we're going to get this started. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my butter, and I did cut it up in smaller chunks so it can melt a little easier, and it's still stuck together. I got my pan hot enough, so it shouldn't take too long to melt. I get a good enough melt on it, even though the butter's not completely melted. I'll start with the next step anyway. So, got our butter melted enough. I'm going to add my small onion, and I want to saute this until it's clarified, but I may saute it a little bit longer just so that the onions will be softer for Mike. So we're going to let this go for a little bit. Okay, I'm back, and the onions are sauteed enough that they're tender. I think Mike should be able to handle those. So the next thing we're going to do is add our garlic. And like I said, I use 3. You can use 2, you can use 1. It depends on how you like your garlic. And we're going to let this saute for about 30 seconds until we start smelling the garlic, and I'm starting to smell it already. Love that smell. So the next step is to add the liquor from the oysters. And then we're going to add our cream. And then we're going to add our milk. And I'm using whole milk because that's what the recipe calls for. That's the way I've always made it. And what we're going to do now is we're going to turn the heat down and to medium-low, and all I want to do is make sure that the milk and the cream start to steam. I don't want them to boil. So I got that turned down, and we're just going to keep an eye on it. And once it has a good steam going on it, we'll take the next step. So I'll be right back. We are back, and I have it heated enough, and it's got a little bit of steam coming off of it. So I'm going to go ahead and add the salt and pepper. And the Mike blend pepper. We're going to stir that in. And now we're going to add the oysters. We got a little bit of steam going on, so we're going to add the oysters And as soon as the edges of the oysters start to curl, they are done. This is the quickest part right here. So that's in there. I'm gonna stir it a little bit, keep an eye on the oysters. And like I said, as soon as the edges of the oysters start to curl, they're done. And it takes about 3 or 4 minutes. So with that said, I'm gonna tell you that all we have left to do is plate it up, take a picture, and eat it up. So I'm so thankful for you all coming tonight to visit me and watch me make some oyster stew. And we will see you on the next one. Good night, all.